Good morning. Aloha. I'm Mac Lumen. That's Boo Boo over there. You can't see him, but he's there. He's in the shade. I'm here to talk about my campaign for governor of Hawaii. I have a primary coming up in August. I'm running for governor. It's kind of a mystery how that came about, but I'm into it. Once I got onto the ballot, that's what I think about is things that I would do, things that I would change. And one of them, the most important thing for me is surviving, for the islands to survive. And initially I thought about being isolated and surviving and not caring about the rest of the world. But as I worked on my website, Mac808.com, I came to realize that what is most important is that we try to be of service to others. We try to be of service to ourselves, to the island, first of all, and then also be of service to the United States and a service to the world, to other nations. And we can do that by doing the right things. Like, first of all, cleaning up this island that's kind of becoming a trash hole. We don't have respect when we live with garbage around us. We lose respect for ourselves. We need to pick up the garbage, and one thing I would do as governor would close off highways, some highways every Saturday, 12 to 6, and gather people, as many as we could, at least 1,000, every Saturday morning, and pick up garbage. We need to clean up these islands. If your house is a mess, you don't feel good about yourself. Once you clean your house, you feel good about yourself. So that's one way to start feeling good about ourselves, or better about ourselves, even if you feel good about yourself already. The other thing, we need to grow food. We need food boxes in our yards. You can make a simple food box out of 2x8s, stack them. You get these bricks that have 4 grooves in them, and you stick those boards in the groove, and you can put plastic on the ground to kill the weeds, or you can leave it there. You can take it up and put dirt in there. We need to learn about soil. We need to teach our children about soil and seeds and growing things, because it can be life-saving if we have a way to produce food. If we were just relying on the mainland for our food source, we are in trouble. People talk about sovereignty, but there is no sovereignty for a country, for a state that can't produce more than 20% of the food requirement. We need to produce food, and we can do it beginning with garden boxes, 1, 2, or 3 garden boxes on our properties. The next thing to do is to start planting fruit trees rather than ornamental shrubs. Put 1, 2, 3 fruit trees on your property. There's a lot of different kinds of fruit that we can grow here, and different seasons. They be harvested at different times of the year. You know, when I was a kid, all the women on our street picked fruit, canned vegetables, canned beans, canned berries, canned cherries, canned corn, canned everything. I mean, I can remember my mother's one of those things where you put the jars in and you close the lid, pressure cooker. Cooking, you know, we go pick beans, we go pick corn, we go glean fields, pickles. We need to do that again. We need to wake up to the fact that we cannot rely on our food source coming in here every day on a boat. I mean, that's nice, but the world is changing. We're going to reach 8 billion people this year. In 1900, we had 1.5. We reached 1 billion in the year 1800. That was the first time the world had ever had 1 billion people. And that was in the year 1800. It took hundreds of thousands of years to reach 1 billion. Now we're looking at 8. In 1900, we had 1.5. In 1950, we had about 2.5. In 2000, we were just under 6 billion. And now we're going to pass 8 billion. The planet can't handle this. You know, it's partly why we have disease. It's partly why we have the chaos we see in politics. It's a population problem as much as anything. And, there's some natural courses of natural events that happens during overpopulation. And one of them is wars, start killing each other. Another one is disease, starts killing people. Diseases have come and gone, and they kill people, millions of people over the years. And we need to work and look at life a little differently. We need to stop looking at success as accumulating wealth. That's what everybody's trying to do because of fear. They need more and more money. And they spend their money on crazy things like yachts and jet airplanes that burn tons of fuel and are just sort of a novelty. They're really not happy. It's not, well, maybe they're happy, but I'm saying that is not how we get to happiness, is by buying things, by materialism. It seems that way, and we all look at all these people with money and sometimes get envious, but basically it's a nightmare. Like, who would I put on my $800 million yacht? Why would I even want to be out there on that thing, It's like, I've taken rides on boats. It's very boring, So you got a bunch of booze and a bunch of people, and you can play cards and laugh and talk about all that you have. But it's not the right thing. We need to teach children more about internal aspects of being a human being. Mindfulness is very important. Like I said, growing seeds, teaching children about dirt and soil and plants and survival, teaching them to be okay with themselves without a cell phone or TV or their special programs, teaching them to sing together, to play together, to interact together, to be together, to enjoy each other, to live a healthy life. We have that chance here on the islands. Even though we're going to live our life here, in my vision, in a way to be of service to others. But in doing so, when we're of service to others, others will be of service to us. If we take on things like cleaning up our island, raising our own food, taking care of our cemeteries. The cemeteries, a lot of them are a disaster. It's like, I don't understand that when so much of what's here on the island is about ancestors. And then we let these cemeteries turn into just junkyards. And we need to straighten that out. And these are all things that everybody can get involved with. And if we're all involved with it, that's part of the vision, a greater vision than ourselves. We need to get out of thinking of just me, me, me. And that's what a lot of wealthy people are doing by building underground bunkers in the Midwest, by building mansions hidden, tucked away in New Zealand and other distant parts of the world to be safe. That's what everybody's looking for, safety. We're all going to die, and it's better to die being of service to others than hiding somewhere in a rat hole in a cave somewhere, if we can do it. So, be careful who you vote for. Be mindful who you vote for. If the person doesn't have the right energy, if they're just placating everyone and trying to make this group happy, that group happy, we're a mixed race of people here on the islands, and that is a good example. I think I mentioned in one of my videos, if you see a group of white guys, 20 coming down the street, it's kind of frightening. And if you see a group of black, it's the same, or brown. But if you see a mixed group, mixed race people coming down the street, you aren't so fearful. And that's what we are. We are not a fearful people. We are part of Lemuria, the mythological land that was a heartfelt place, as opposed to over on the Atlantic, which was mostly technical. Lemuria is a heart place, and this is heart land. These are heart islands. We need to start living from our heart as much as from anywhere else. Thank you. That's all I have to say today. Mahalo.